Hi, my name is Sally Arnold and I live in Canada. I'm filming this in beautiful Singapore, something I never thought would be an option for me. I've been a registered nurse for 38 years and it's been a wonderful career for me. I also was looking at something that could supplement my income. And so for many years I did home-based businesses, but I never really found what I was looking for. And I kind of gave up looking. And so in October of 2009, I had a very good friend call me and tell me about Nucerity International. She told me about this roll-on, breathable, anti-aging mask. And I was really intrigued with it, but business-wise, I was really not looking for anything at the time. So I tried the product. I told my friend to set me up on a wholesale account. It was only $59. So she set me up on a wholesale account and I tried the product. Overnight, I knew the difference with this product was incredible. I didn't actually believe me, though. I thought maybe it was just I was seeing things. So I decided I would do that for a whole week. And I work in a private surgical center with other doctors and nurses and the plastic surgeons in town. So I went in every day, having done one side of my face with this little product by the name of Nucerity. And I asked them, I said, just check out which side of my face I've done. They all guessed. That was really incredible to me. It took me another 4 months to really take a serious look at this business because, as I said, I'd tried several and I'd given up looking for anything that was really going to give me that long-term financial security that I was looking for, that my nursing had never given me. Finally, I went down to Las Vegas where the company was doing a pre-launch in January of 2010, and I was really literally there to shoot some holes in it. I cornered everybody that was anybody. The owner of the biomedical company, the formulator of the product, the dermatologist involved, and then I found Lonnie McKinney, one of 3 founders of this company. I had heard a little bit about their backgrounds, and I kind of was very intrigued by the fact that they had had several business successes behind them. So when I cornered Lonnie, I had some serious questions that I wanted to ask him. And after he was done with me, I came back to my friend's place and I said, this is the best thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything set up like this. So I began my business at the end of January 2010. And I'm going to share a little bit of my journey with you. And I hope that as I do, that you'll be able to take a really good look at this company. There are 4 factors that you really need to look at when you're evaluating an opportunity. The first is the people behind the company. The second is the product itself. The third is how the company pays you, and the fourth is the positioning or the timing of it. And when I first looked at the people, in my opinion, that was actually the most important factor to me because I really needed to know who was running this company, what their financial backing was, had they done this before, where were they going with this? So when I sat Lonnie down, I had 4 questions for him. The first one I asked him was this. I said, Lonnie, are you guys in this for the long run? I spent a lot of time away from my family trying to build a business that wasn't there for me. I need to know if you guys are in this for the long run. He assured me they were, and I have since found this is their last venture. I was so happy to find that out. The second thing I asked him was, are you ever taking the company public? I know what happens when a company goes public. So he said, well, I've done that before. He said, but really there's only 2 reasons a company goes public. One is to spread their debt load. We don't have any. One is to get capital. We don't need any. He said to me, we've got deep pockets. So I thought, okay, this is great. Privately held, debt-free, and they've been together for 30 years. The third question I asked him, I said, Lonnie, is this business willable and sellable? I have 4 children and 3.5 grandchildren right now, and I wanted to know that I could leave a legacy for my children. And he said to me, Sally, this is a real business. Now, my friend that introduced me to this passed away a year ago in May, and her entire estate went to her husband. He then filled out a simple transfer form and transferred her business to her niece, who is now building this as a legacy to her and to her own family. That was really important to me. My nursing had never created any kind of a legacy for my children. The last question I asked him, I said, Lonnie, in 5 years' time, and I am prepared to give this 5 years part-time because I was still working pretty well full-time as a nurse. I had no time. But I said, in 5 years' time, if I want to take advantage of my retirement, I want to sit back and do nothing, travel, do whatever I want to do, what do I have to do to keep my income? See, in another company that I'd worked in for several years, if you didn't keep enrolling people, recruiting people, then the company kept your check, and that had happened to me. So that's why I asked him that question. And he said to me, well, Sal, you just have to buy 2 bottles of product a month. And I said, well, Lonnie, I've already been doing that for 4 months. Big deal. I buy 2, I use 1, I might sell 1 to a friend, or I use 1 for a sample. But he said, well, that's all you have to do is be active with the company. So I set my business up for $59, and my overhead every month is $120 plus my shipping and tax. Wow, what kind of a business can you run for that kind of an overhead? And my accountant writes it off, because in order to get paid weekly by this company, then you buy your 2 bottles a month. I was so blown away with his answers, and I came away knowing that this was a company that I could have confidence in. He definitely did win my confidence and win my heart, because when you get to know these 3 men, you'll realize how brilliant they are, how down to earth they are, and how amazing they are as people. All they really want to do is create wealth for the other people that we have in our company. So that to me was the most important factor of all, was knowing who was running the company. I've gotten to know these men. I've been up close and personal with them. They're incredible. You can have confidence where this company is going and where Lonnie, David, and Richard are taking Nucerity International. The second factor was the product itself. Now, I've tried lots of products in my lifetime, and I've been, kind of a connoisseur of products. But when I tried Skincerity, overnight, I knew the difference in my skin. I thought, like I said before, I was just seeing things. I was incredibly impressed with the results that I saw overnight. What is Skincerity? It's the world's only nightly breathable anti-aging mask. It solves one of the primary causes of aging by locking in the body's natural moisture, which is something we cannot escape from. We can't stop that from happening at night as our skin detoxifies. So understanding how the skin worked and realizing that this was a brand new technology, one that had never been seen before, these 3 men patented that barrier technology, and we have the only breathable barrier on the market today. One thing I liked about that was that there was no competition with it. I've sold skincare before, and you're always trying to convince people that what you've got is better than theirs. What I loved about this was that you just had to roll it over top of anything that you were currently using. It would amplify it by up to 40%, and it would lock it next to the skin so that it would stay in contact with your skin all night long. I have seen that product used on a various number of conditions, whether it be a baby's bum for diaper rash, whether it be a teen acne. It's one of the best acne products on the market, whether it be for me for my wrinkles and just to prevent that aging process that I inevitably am experiencing. So whether it's a first aid product or whether it's a product that you want to use for every kind of condition of skin, it creates the healthiest skin possible without a needle or a knife. And that's been my experience in nursing. We use the needle and the knife. So the third thing I looked at was how the company paid. And I had been exposed to several compensation plans, and I was very curious to see how this company had set up. They pay in 10 different ways. I don't have time to go through all of them with you, but what I will tell you is this. It is the most lucrative compensation plan I've ever been exposed to in my life. I have never seen something so simple pay so much. And I often joke with people to say that I've never done anything so simple and gotten paid so much. They pay in 10 different ways. You set up your account for $59. You buy your 2 products every month. And what I loved about this was as you share it with other people, as you tell other people about it, you create 2 teams of people. And we get paid on all of the product that flows through both those teams, whether or not you told them about it. It's like that old commercial, you told 2 friends and so on and so on. I've created teams that are international now by telling one friend who's told another. And it has been the most amazing, amazing payout I have ever seen. It rewards people fairly. It rewards the average person in a way that no other kind of compensation plan has ever been developed. I liked the fact that it was win-win. The more you help other people, the better they do and the better you do. See, in another company that I worked in for many years as well, every time I worked hard to help somebody, my income would go down. And every time that team would fail and they would come back into mine, my income would go up. And I thought to myself, wow, that's not a really winning formula if you have to not help people or you have to hope they fail. I loved the way that Nucerity had set this up. It is the most lucrative compensation plan I've ever seen. When you look at the timing or the positioning of this, look at the timing in a number of different ways within the company itself, within the marketplace, and within the economy. The company, it doesn't get any better than this. A 3.5-year-old company now that's just going international. The best time to get involved with any company is between their third and their fifth year, and that's where we are right now with Nucerity International. No one has heard of them. That's the best scenario of all. But it's privately held and debt-free and international. I wanted to build a global business, and you can too. The second thing I looked at was the marketplace. Anybody with skin can use our products, and you don't get a bigger marketplace than that. The anti-aging market has always been an issue, and it will continue to be, and will continue to grow on an accelerated rate because the baby boomers have constantly looked for products that will help them with their aging process. They're fighting and kicking and screaming into their old age, and so am I. But what if you could put the product in their hands that not only worked on their skin, but they could use it on their grandchildren and on their great-grandchildren. So I loved what the positioning was in the marketplace. Third thing, the economy. The economy's not doing so great. So, there's not very many options for people to be able to create a secondary income. I looked at this with the people, the product, the pay plan, and the positioning. I had never seen anything positioned so amazing within the marketplace and within the company itself. So whether you're looking for something that can create a little bit of income, or whether you're looking for something that can create a substantial income, I know that if you look closer, you'll find what you're looking for. Maybe what you've always been looking for. It was certainly what I had always been looking for. I invite you to take a closer look. It's changed my life in a way that nothing has ever done, and I've been so incredibly blessed by the opportunity that Nucerity has brought into my life and into my family's. Thanks for listening, and I hope that you take a closer look at us.